to the
Oh,
Taphaven
wait. No, no,
podcast.
no, 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 no. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta give transition time. What are we doing? It takes time to transition.
No. Hit him with the high notes, Anthony.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
muted.
Okay,
No.
shoot. He muted himself at the same time. That's
I told
hilarious.
y'all, 10 take Sam, okay?
Oh my
What are we
goodness.
doing here,
We're on
guys?
take
Oh,
3 already. Haven't even started.
that's
Okay.
hilarious.
Go.
It's
And I just
hilarious.
lost my AirPods. Okay. Welcome back to the Taphaven podcast. I'm your host, Anthony, with my co-hosts, Nat and Eric. Try to read their names just there, and one says Nat and one says Astolfo. So that really threw me off. But today we're talking about
Go-
Battlefield 6. And
Yeah.
eventually, we're going to be talking about a really neat bourbon, number 17. What is number 17? You'll have to wait and find out. But yeah, this past weekend, Nat joined me for some Battlefield 6. It was interesting for me. I'm sure it was interesting for him. I think the first Battlefield game I ever played was Battlefield 2 on my PlayStation 2, and I had to get that like network adapter to put into its back to make it
Ooh,
have
you
a
were an
big booty,
OG.
you
Okay.
know, and then
No.
yeah, it was crazy. And then I had to like plug directly into the internet, so I suddenly had to start playing in the living room with my whole family.
Oh,
So
sick. They could hear you
yeah,
cursing like an actual sailor.
it was great. It was great. I actually don't even think I had a mic, dude. I don't think I
it
had
was
the
you were
headset.
on the PS3,
PS2.
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 Yeah. Did they have a microphone?
It probably did, but I didn't have that. We couldn't afford that.
Eric, look this up.
Did they? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They had. You could actually plug in a lot in your PS2.
Wow. I know that they
But
have
yeah,
like a ton of like modules that you could plug into the back of that thing, but I never like figured out what
mhm.
all of the functions were. I just knew that like there was a port in the back of my PS2 that I never used.
Yeah, if you opened it up and it was
Jeez.
just like a massive empty area, which is
Hmm.
the weirdest thing. It was like a 3.5-inch bay times 2 or something. It was super big. But yeah, so we played some Battlefield 6. Eric didn't, but that's
Mm.
because he was free all weekend.
He was free all
Um,
weekend,
Oh
guys.
my goodness.
like he was every
I'm
weekend.
gonna start calling you freebie, because you're always free, my guy.
But we did play with our
Hey,
man Jason, our first ever guest on the podcast. He was a guest what, like 2 or 3 episodes
I would say
ago. So
3. Yeah.
if y'all want to meet Jason, go there. Or pseudo meet. He wasn't officially on, so he wasn't like where you could
He was
see him the
through a
whole time.
phone.
But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was a call in. He was a call in guest, so you get a
Hmm.
little bit of
Hmm.
taste
Hmm.
of Jason there.
Do we want
d-
to
Um,
do we want to intro this bourbon first, or do we just go ahead and jump into this?
we can keep
Because I
talking
have
about Battlefield 6 a
feelings.
little bit, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
have feelings. Okay. So
Yeah.
first off, Eric, you missed out. Um, I will say up front, I am not the guy to play Battlefield. I think my only experience with Battlefield before this game was Battlefield Vietnam. Back in like,
Mm.
I think I was a sophomore in high school or something like that, and we had one of those video arcades where you could go and
I
pay
mean, that's like the
money to play on
second
a
one. That's
PC.
crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Back in the day. And I remember like I was always playing a map called Ho Chi Minh Trail. That's the core memory I have in my head, right? But I have
Jeez.
nothing else. And I remember just sitting in a bush, looking at the hill, going, "What am I doing here? like, what is the point of this?" And then every now and then I would see like my team like running by, and I was like, am I just supposed to like am I just supposed to sit here? Like, what else do I do? And I would run into people and like I would make like a kill or get killed, but I never felt as if I was making a difference, right? Fast forward to now.
Mm.
Uh, God, uh, Eric, I don't know if you've seen this on social media. I know, Anthony, you've experienced this. The
Mhm.
sensory overload of the first match of Battlefield 6
Well, I was
is
about
like
to say I haven't played this one, but
complete
I've played the
180.
previous ones.
Okay, okay.
And I have seen this one being played now. Um, and yeah, I think Battlefield does one thing incredibly well. And that is it encapsulates the absolute chaos and overload of being in a crazy hectic environment
Yeah.
very well.
Warzone. It does Warzone very, very well.
It's very immersive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, speaking to that, I felt that initially as well, right? When I started playing, I was like, wow, this is really fast paced. So when I played Battlefield 2, I did actually end up feeling I could make a difference
Mm-hmm.
because I could make a tactical decision by myself, not even with a squad paying any attention because we couldn't communicate. At least I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And actually turn the tide, right? And that was really cool. You would figure out how other players would play, especially ones that weren't as like, thinky. They were just go, go, go.
Yeah.
And then you could just like hold down a point by yourself or take over a point by yourself. Like you could figure it all out. And the vehicle management was huge, right? Like
Yeah.
whether or not you were winning against a vehicle on foot or you were the vehicle that just took everybody out because apparently no one could figure out how to kill you, right?
Mhm.
Like that was really satisfying in Battlefield 2. And I was hoping to get some of that in BF6. And
Uh-huh.
right out of the gate, it's like, wow, there's a lot happening. It is really fast paced. Like
Mhm.
I wasn't so sure. And I told my wife pretty early on, I was like, this might just be the only weekend I ever play Battlefield. Right? That was just my first inclination.
Can I
But-
speak to that?
Go ahead. Yeah.
There was definitely a moment when I was going through the first like few minutes because to preface, when I started playing, Anthony wasn't on yet, so I just booted up the game and jumped into a match, and
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You were you
Actually,
immediately in
craziness.
Conquest, probably?
yeah, I was immediately in Conquest, and I was like, oh my god,
It's 32 versus 32 right off the bat.
it's insane. It's absolutely insane. I will say also, barrier of entry that almost knocked me out for this entire podcast was the secure boot setting that I had to go ahead and turn on in my BIOS.
Yeah. You have to
guys
do the
probably-
secure
you
boot.
guys already have it enabled within your bio, or it's just automatically factory turned on. But if you played any like what is it? If you played any Apex, or if you played any
There's a
what
game
is
we
it?
played recently that made us turn it on.
It's
I
on
don't
Riot.
remember what
What's
it was.
their
Was it Marvel
tactical shooter?
Rivals
Valorant?
as well? Or
Valorant.
was it
I know for
Valorant?
Valorant you have to have secure boot turned on now
Yeah.
to prevent hacking or to prevent cheats.
It's so crazy too because they of course released a lot of their statistics and stuff like that today, and they're going through them. And a lot of the tests from this weekend helped them track something like 30 to 50,000 cheaters already
Wow.
from the first weekend.
Already in.
Of Battlefield 6?
Yeah. I mean, there's
Wow, dude.
There's no stop.
no stopping cheaters, and so
I was kind
But-
of feeling it when I went for so I was playing on PlayStation because I hurt my wrist again, of course,
Well
and
done.
using a controller just makes it way
easy.
less bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any issues until I started playing with the boys. And
We'll get
we
there.
have
We'll
the
get
PC and stuff and some
We'll get
cheating going on. We just-
Well, I will say it's a little bit different too. So one of the biggest complaints, and this has been the case for the past 4 Battlefields, essentially ever since Battlefield 3 was when they kind of switched over their server architecture, if I remember correctly. There's a few GDQs on it, but they do, because of how big these maps are and the amount of information they have to process, they do
Start it.
bulk updates to the client. So that means that if somebody were to, like, your time to kill when you see it is like, I think 0.6 seconds, 0.8 seconds or something like that. It's relatively fast, but not crazy.
What is fast?
And
for
definitely
those at
slower
home?
than some games. What was that?
Are you saying the time to kill?
For those at home. What is fast?
So, really fast games, you have things like Tarkov and these realism shooters that drop the time to kill down to either the time to process it instant if you're getting something like headshots, or the average time to kill sits somewhere around 100 to 200 milliseconds.
Oh, okay. So it's like literally like powers of 10 over. No,
But
not powers
I
of
don't
10
think
over,
you're.
but like
I don't think you're saying time to kill. I think you mean the time till it registers that the kill happened.
right.
No. Sorry. I just wanted to preface what I was talking about with the idea of time to kill.
Because like,
Battlefield has a
I'm still confused about that because time to kill is like, oh well, a shotgun one shots you, so it's one shot kill. Time to kill is right when you get hit.
it's
by
your
that one
average
shot.
time to kill. Like for a game, the feeling has an average time to kill. Like when you're hitting something with an SMG or an assault rifle or something like that, there's an average time to kill. Generally,
the
when people
crossbow,
speak
okay.
about the feeling of a game in time to kill, it's measured by that average, right?
That makes way more sense. And like in
Yeah.
Tarkov, it's really fast because even if it's not one
Yeah.
headshot, it's two
Doo-doo.
shots or it's any
Yeah.
headshot. It's like any
Yes.
headshot from anything, really, you're dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're it's done. Yeah.
Yeah. And so in something like Battlefield 6, it's a little bit slower. And by how much? We need far better testing. The tests that exist right now are very rudimentary because we're dealing with 1 weekend of information.
Right.
But it's like a half a second. However, their server tick rate and how they send data back to you is different than what your input and what you're seeing. So it is actually possible, based on network configurations, for something to happen in the span of that bulk update. And when the update happens, you're dead. And you never had a chance to react to it. And that has been common in Battlefield games for the past 10 years. It's something that they do to handle these large ones. Theoretically, if there's no network, you have a really strong internet, you're close to a good city, you're generally not going to be the person experiencing this because the bulk updates are shorter based on how much information you can get. But that's not always the case. And so sometimes, depending on situations, boom, you just pop
You're
dead.
just dead. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you look
But
at the
I
kill
felt that.
cam, usually you see it, but even then, it can feel really bad in those scenarios. That's kind of, but that's
The weird thing is
Battlefield.
I didn't feel that until I was playing
With
crossplay.
me. Yeah.
When I was playing on only PlayStation Network, every death felt like I should have died there. But there was
There
a
is
specific one where I was like, oh, I
probably-
see the sniper. I went away. I'm not in vision of the sniper, and then I died. And I was like, I called it a
Oh, that
latency
sucks.
issue on that guy's side,
Yeah.
where it might have favored the shooter of him or something. But
This game heavily favors the shooter.
yeah, which I mean, that's just going to be an FPS problem forever. Is favoring the shooter versus.
Yeah. I mean, typically, I'm just saying, like, Battlefield in general is notorious for exacerbating that particular bulk update problem. Comparatively to other shooters which have smaller lobbies and they don't do bulk updates. They like do smaller packets to everybody.
Got you. It's just a volume issue. I will say
Yeah.
that while I was on
Yeah,
the
it's
game,
huge.
there is like a certain level of just like fuckery to a lot of it, which I understand is like part of the beta. But yeah, like I've never felt the visual exhaustion of keeping up with everything going on than from that game. I was playing with Jason, and then I played with Jason and Anthony. And while I was playing with Jason, Jason was like, dude, like, here's the basics. Pretty much like pick a class, just play it for the entire match, and just feel out the game, see where you land. So I picked support or medic,
Yes.
and
Medic support.
it felt good. I mean, like, I guess I'm just a support main, apparently. I don't know where that came from.
He rezzed like 27 guys in one match, and I don't know how he did it because while I was trying to res people, I got 16.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do a mission.
It was a wild time, to be sure.
I'm like,
I think
I can't keep up with.
I literally, like, sunk into the flow state of rezzing people, and I just
I
ran
think he
around
got
with
first
paddles
place
the
too.
entire time.
I think we lost, but he got first place.
Yeah, I lost.
Out of everybody.
I think I was like 5 and 6, with KDA.
Yeah.
KDA. It was so
You proved it wasn't you, it was all
Yeah,
you rezzed
yeah.
all
So-
of them, and then we still lost. So it's
Yeah, exactly. Nobody was nobody actually pulled. What was it? Jason dropped like in a crazy KDA, and I still beat him out. And I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is how
That's
you win the game.
crazy.
I think that was the first time where I was like, oh, this game is different. Like, you can just do a thing very
Dude,
well, and
I think
you're good.
I think it might have happened while you were playing, but definitely when you got off, I got onto the back of Jason's tank, and I was an engineer, and I was healing him for half the game. I was in first place. He was in second place. It
Was that the
crazy.
capture game? The capture the.
It was a conquest map for.
I think
well,
I think I was there
pretty
for
sure
that one. That was the
I
last
think
one
it
I
happened.
played.
Okay. But it was
Yeah.
just nuts that that's an option. I thought it was really
You
cool.
could just sit on the back and just be like, "I'm the man in the back with the gear."
Yeah.
so-
And then every time Jason would respond, he's like, I'm in the tank, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I somehow haven't died yet, so I can't somehow because I always was like not dying. It was a weird thing where like when I started to die a lot, but then I started to get to know the maps, and it was much less death.
Yeah,
For me.
I do feel as if I don't. I'm realizing now the times of FPS God Nat way behind me. Way behind me. There was a time whenever like I used to run track in high school, and in our locker room had a TV, and somebody brought their Xbox and plugged it in, and so whenever it was like a track meet at home, or if we had after and our coach had given us a bye day, we would just sit inside the locker room and play Halo. And so you couldn't, the way that it was set up, you had to stand while playing, and would sit around you. So it was always like this ring of just like shit talkers around you, watching you either suck or pop off. And I remember I had a ruling like vice script on my hour of playing before I had to do my events and everything. That is far beyond me at this point. I am no longer able to no scope headshot people at all. It's all gone. It's all gone. But
I mean,
it was refreshing to play a game where it was a first person shooter, but I didn't have to be absolutely cracked to affect anything.
Yeah, that is something that they do really well, which is like you can do what you want and be good.
Yeah.
Or be helpful.
Yeah.
But also you can still beat those guys with tactics.
Oh yeah,
The guys
if
that are
you
just
play far
going
back enough,
ham.
or if you just know like I'm gonna come
The
around
terrain,
this hallway.
the tactics.
I just
yeah.
saw somebody fuck up down. I'm gonna go ahead and fall back, throw a grenade, and then also just sit and
Yeah.
wait for him to rush through. Yeah.
So like a funny thing was happening on on the big map with the hills where all the snipers
Fuck that.
existed.
God,
right?
I hate that
Now-
freaking map.
I know. And I wonder if it would I was trying to like unlock other things, so I didn't go sniper, but I did do all of my sniper mission on that map.
Yeah.
And I figured out something that I think y'all were, or at least Jason was running into because he was sniping, and it was that if you play the sniper versus sniper battle, you'd get nothing done, you help nobody, and it sucks. It
Yes.
really does suck.
Yes.
And so I switched however many games it took me to figure it out to, okay, go prone and ignore the other snipers, but you get like an insane line on the guys down in the trenches where we were, and you take all of the ones out that are stopping your buds from going forward, and then suddenly your buds go forward.
I see.
So yeah, sniper shooting the sniper, bad idea. Sniper shooting all
Yeah,
the guys
terrible.
that
I hate.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh.
But yeah,
Such
that's like
rage.
a crazy thing where you can actually make a difference by making a major tactical change to what you're doing overall. Like, I don't know, there was one map where I was telling all of us like, okay, now we got to go far right, or
Yeah.
now we got to go far left, but everyone else is like, what is the shortest path? And you taking the shortest path, and then no progress gets made. But yeah, but going back to what I said, where I was like, all right, this might be the only time I play Battlefield 6. I changed a bit towards like, oh, maybe do I want to keep playing this game? Maybe I do, because the two main game modes and then some shorter, very quick, like 10-minute game modes that I would say are like for Call of Duty players, because it's like 8v8 and
Yeah.
absolutely no respawn timer, and just go non. But the two main game modes, there's the Conquest, which is like it's basically classic Battlefield but faster, and more intense. But then there is, what is it called? Breakthrough, where
Breakthrough's
you've
great.
got one side and you got offense and defense. That game mode is so good.
Yeah.
I think that they need to do a survey that says, how old are you? And if you are older than 30, they make you play Breakthrough first. And if you are younger than 30, they make you play Conquest first. Because in Breakthrough, like, you have a semblance of actual, like,
Guidelines.
what is guidelines.
Yes.
People are more so forced to work together. Like,
Yeah.
you got the crazy dumb kids that are playing. It's like, well, they're gonna be there, and then I can go and affect this, and it's slower in a way. It's technically like the same speed.
It asks
but
you to think.
yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't make a tactical decision to defeat the defending team,
They're
nothing
gonna
happens.
run over you. Yeah.
Yeah, you because the defense is so easy. They
Mhm.
don't have, Eric. They don't have, when you go offense, you have 200 lives per team. Defense, infinite. So the defense, they have no reason
just
not to
throw
just
numbers at
respawn
you.
right
Yeah.
away,
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah.
The offense, you actually need Nat to do what he was doing. He gave us 27 extra lives.
Yeah.
You actually need support to be support in the offense
Yeah.
game. It's crazy. And something that we didn't get enough time to do that I saw Hippo comment on while he was playing, and he's the reason I was like, oh, okay, try this game.
Yeah.
And watching his stream gave me a key to play it. But
Of course.
it was like a Twitch drop thing. I was like, oh, okay. But he was praising Battlefield 6 for the squad gameplay. He was like, we as a squad just turned this game around. Like, we were losing, and my squad, we got together, we did
said
this
we're gonna
thing,
do a
and we
thing.
saved the game.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's really cool. You really feel the impact. You're like, I actually made this happen. And I don't know. That is a thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, and Eric, I know you I wish you were there. I wish you were there. But the story time capability of the game, of like giving you these experiences of, oh, we were down X and B and C were being taken over, but me and my crew rolled through C, took all of C, and took out their tank, and then rolled over into B and won the match. Like, that is, the stories that come out of that are the reason why people come back to play games, I think, just as a whole. I don't know how Call of Duty people continue to come back, because honestly, it's been the same story for so long. But I feel like when it comes to a game that's this unique in its use of the squad mechanic, because you can spawn on top of your squad mates.
Yes, if they are not in combat, you can spawn on them. And the recon guy actually has a gadget he can put down for you to spawn at his gadget. Oh, that was him, wasn't it?
No, I think I got called on my wife's laptop. It's like sitting down here.
Oh
charging.
yeah, one of
Yeah.
those.
One of
Every now and then you've got
those.
like every Apple device rings at the same time.
Yes,
and you're like, why is this
absolutely
happening?
maddening. You would
But usually it
think
doesn't.
they would fix it. Anyway.
Dude, I'm just tired of deleting my spam text on every single device over and over again.
Right. But
Like,
yeah,
that
like
stuff drives me
that
nuts.
the idea of like being able to approach a task and having it be like like, it's the closest thing that you get to like D&D that I can see from a first-person shooter. Like, you have this event, you all have to go ahead and do something, but it's not about like whether you won or not. It's about what you did while winning, right? So super cool. I liked the social aspect of it, in the sense that you were heavily incentivized to pivot on your team, and as soon as I started playing with Anthony and Jason at the same time, I was like, oh, I get it. And then we had a full squad because we had Sosa as well, and I was like, okay. I went from looking at this game saying I'm probably never gonna play this game ever again to if the boys are on, and I have it, I'll play it.
Yeah, and I'm at a point where I'm like, do I buy it? right
I know,
away,
that's the
or do I wait
problem.
for it to go on sale? And I'm like, actually, I'm just gonna wait. We're not ordering.
Yeah, no.
When the time comes that it's out, we're gonna be like, what's happening? Are there other games that we're playing? If everyone's not like, oh yeah, let's go play this, I'm gonna be like, okay, well wait, we can play it later.
Eric, the one thing I will tell you, you did miss out on the session. You are not missing out on getting first step in or like being the first set of people to play the game, like at all.
We can play
Yeah.
this weekend. It's only other open beta weekend
Two weekend, right?
for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just
Oh,
had the first
nice.
weekend. So Eric, if you're free on your always free weekends this weekend, we can play together.
You're such a dick.
I'm gonna drive that one home a million times.
Yes.
Before we finish Battlefield 6 and I give my opinion the bad, because
Yeah.
there's some bad.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of good, and it's really good. But I'm gonna talk more about the air gameplay, the vehicle
play
gameplay in the air, because that was the main reason I kept playing. Also, because Jason's awesome, but Jason and I played a lot of games afterwards, and he was like, "Are you still playing?" I'm like, yeah, I've been waiting like all day to get the map with the vehicles go fly, that they go zoom, and I haven't gotten it. Eventually, we did, and he and I think share our opinions about it. But before that, I wanted to introduce number 17 on the Flaviar calendar, or whatever we call it, that we have been this little number. So we are going to be tasting this. So we're going to go ahead and introduce it, pour it. We're all going to start tasting and smelling it and stuff like that. And then once we're done with Battlefield 6, we're going to talk about how we feel about this whiskey a good bit. And then we're also going to just talk about other games and stuff like that we've been playing and whatnot.
Super stoked.
But number 17 is actually the Whistle Pig Piggyback. It is a bourbon whiskey.
Whistle Pig before?
It's very likely. I had at least rye.
Yeah,
I don't.
I've had a
this
bunch
one
of the Whistle Pigs. I have had the piggyback at some point in my life, but I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Well, he's a very loud pig.
Yeah, so
Whistle Pig
50%,
is
so
always
100
loud.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably pour mine. I'm like staring at the book.
Yeah, I got you while you're pouring. Hold on.
I was trying to do the introduction.
I got you, bud.
I'm not as well versed in this as Eric is. He's been.
All right, so the
he's
Whistle
been doing
Pig Piggyback is a 100-proof bourbon that steals the spotlight with its bold, fearless approach and unexpected sweetness. Born from their signature grain's other half, it starts with a high corn mash bill while keeping a dash of rye, of course. 6 long years in char, number 3 barrels adds layers of flavor before bottling at 100 proof. It's a bourbon that excludes fearlessness, impressive maturity, and high octane kick that explains why it smells like it wants to punch me in the face. Piggyback is not just another bourbon; it's a celebration of whistle. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Sorry, I just can't. I can't give you more than just desserts, Flaviar. Just saying. All right.
Yeah, so I'm comparing it to my classic Bullet bourbon. I think is fair.
What should I compare?
I don't really know.
What would be ballpark for this? Like a Bardstown single
Ballpark? I would
Not a
do
single barrel, 'cause it is
a.
a mix.
Oh, that's true.
I would do a. Like if you had one,
Say any
probably a
bourbon.
Wild Turkey or like a Wild Turkey bourbon or Russell's Reserve. Russell's Reserve would probably be the
Russell's
best
Reserve, I
comparison.
Rewind
If you had the
timeout.
5-year
I think
Russell's
it's
Reserve.
interesting that Eric is like trying to recommend actual specific things. Because to me, when I pick out what we're drinking today, I go, what is its genre? Okay, so the genre of whiskey that this is a bourbon. It is a straight bourbon. It's a mix. So I'm like, okay, what is another straight bourbon mix? Or it could be something that's aged roughly the same, maybe. But like, that's where my head's at.
I'm doing that too, I feel. Because I think there's a inner genre of bourbons as well.
Yeah, but you're like, if you happen to have this in your bar, bro, the chances that he has those specific ones.
I believe in him.
No,
You believe?
I have a Jefferson's. the Jefferson's blend, straight bourbon whiskey, and then I have a long branch.
Is a Jefferson's blend straight bourbon whiskey and a long branch.
I also have
The long branch is probably a pretty good comparison.
the Paul John that we still have.
Is the Paul John?
No, I would not do the
No,
Paul
don't do
John.
that one.
Okay, Bardstown Origin Series. Straight
I probably wouldn't do the Bardstown either, unless it's their base bourbon.
Well, dang.
Do the Jeffersons or the long branch.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like those are both good.
But yeah, I've had I like Whistle Pig. It is the rye of choice that I like to have around for my brother-in-law. Not necessarily because it's my favorite rye, but it's a rye that I know has no corn in it.
Huh.
If he has corn and alcohol at the same time, turns very red and generates a lot of heat.
Oh, interesting.
And that's a weird thing about ryes is they aren't always 100% rye.
Yeah, they don't have to be.
You gotta be.
It just has to be a majority rye.
Yeah, so he's
Interesting.
gotten caught out with that a few times. But yeah, I like to keep a Whistle Pig rye just for him. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna
What do we cheers
to this and start sniffing and tasting and then
Cheers.
talking back about Battlefield 6.
Cheers to Battlefield, boys.
Cheers.
Interesting. I know where my taste buds went immediately.
Wow.
We've had it a few
Same.
times,
Yeah.
but
But
I'll be
I do like our
interested.
new format right now because feel like we always talk too soon.
Yeah,
Or in the
yeah,
past
yeah.
we would
Gotta
talk
give-
too soon because it's like, well, what about this step in the third step in the... Anyways, so Battlefield 6, Jason and I think both despise the air vehicles.
Oh no.
The helicopter might not be too bad. We didn't get
There's a
much work with a helicopter. Yeah, there's like a Black Hawk helicopter. In the past,
shit.
like a small one, which was a lot of fun. It was like super zippy, and you would just lay down fire at people from afar and try to weave in and out, kind of like what's her name, Valkyrie or not Valkyrie in Overwatch, the
Pharah.
rocket girl,
Fair.
maybe. Yeah, but they have a jet, and it is really weird. Okay, because the jet feels like you're moving at like 50 meters per second if you're used to playing like a game like Star Citizen. That's really slow. It feels really slow and it barely turns and it's just awkward. Like we both died right away, and then the weird thing is when someone else is in the sky, I can't shoot them down with my surface to air missiles because they constantly just use their decoy and it doesn't hit them, right? But at the same time, I have never felt like the jet was making us not win from the other side of the team. You know, like a tank can make you feel like you can't win because that
True.
tank won't die.
Yeah.
The jet, it won't die, but who cares? Like
It's not
it's
doing
just
anything.
flying around, you know. It was really weird because when I shot the jet's gun, it was like bullets. Like what am I gonna? What am I supposed to shoot with bullets? Why aren't they like bombs or something? Like big bomb? Like I don't know. It was really weird. So hopefully they fix that. Maybe they'll get some feedback and be like, yeah, this was bad. We gotta do better or something.
I
don't
always
know.
thought like if you had like a thing where you had to like do a trench run, like you earned enough points to be put on the trench run, and it's a bomber, and you have to get to a certain point, and if people stop you, that's they win the clash, and if they don't stop you, you get to bomb a certain area and just like wipe people.
Yeah, you know, the weird thing is, I think it's a classic Battlefield thing of always having the vehicles on cooldown or in action.
Oh, I see.
Right? They're always part of the game, and because of that, I think that's why the air vehicles suck. Because they're like, oh, this is too strong. We have to nerf the crap out of it, so it's not just making everybody hate the game or something.
Well, that's been like the biggest complaint of some Battlefield. They're like some core complaints that Battlefield of both genres have. So this also is true for like Star Wars Battlefield, right? Or Battlefront, technically in that case. But those big pieces of weaponry and how you get them tend to be easy to be overpowered. And so what typically happens is they either overtune or undertune it based on the patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the funny thing was, and I don't think anyone even cared to try to use it, but like every base on that map had an anti-air gun that you could take those things out with.
God.
So yeah, I think they completely undertuned the air vehicles, tuned the defenses against them. And so it's a little unfortunate. Because yeah, I don't know. In Battlefield 2, I remember that I would have that zippy little helicopter and I would be laying down so many rockets, just plummeting rockets at them. And if one guy hit me, I was dead. I was a glass cannon, and I was like, this is cool. I like being a glass cannon.
I dig this. I dig this.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. It was fun overall, though. That didn't make it a bad game. That just made it like this doesn't really exist in the game yet because it doesn't do anything. Why would you care? Speaking to the weird glitches and stuff, the more I played with you guys, the more I saw people on top of buildings that they shouldn't have been able to get on top of because there was no flying vehicles in that map.
There's a lot of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Which
a lot
was
of
also
people
classic
that
Battlefield.
they're not supposed to be.
There are a few ways, yeah, there are a few videos I've seen where that occurs. And a bunch of ways to get there.
Yeah, overall, I'll definitely play some more next weekend, especially if Eric's there. I mean, if anyone's there.
No.
But yeah, it was fun.
No, I'd be down to try it out. It looks, I think with all the Battlefields that I've played, they fall under the what I would consider the fast food of gaming.
Oh my gosh.
Where like if my friends are there going to be a place, it is good. Like you're gonna enjoy it in the moment. But I do feel like the substance is surface level for Battlefield.
Well, I don't know. I think the Battlefield had a big slump from what I've been hearing. You know, I mean, I've tried a few of the games since Battlefield 2 and was never that impressed. Specifically, I think Eric and I played one that was a big map, so many players. There was 3 choke points on that map, and you had to get through one of them. And it was just a Zerg fest of death and just nothingness. It was so boring.
Not a
It was
fan.
so boring. I think that was Battlefield 4. But this didn't have that problem because the maps were properly spread out, lots of entrances and exits and diversity. And so the maps were overall pretty good and interesting.
I will say good map design is probably key in making these types of games good. Like the larger scale that the first person shooter is, the more that the true meat of the game for the game developers is making good maps and not making a good like anything else, because that drives it.
To rewind back to Battlefield 2, there's this map that was super long. So when you had to choose, do I bring the tank? You had to bring it from headquarters really far away. So there wasn't just the cooldown, there was a delay of you getting there.
Ooh.
And that kind of I think that let them get away with the tanks being a little bit stronger, but also they felt weaker. Like the tanks right
so they
now
had more beef, but they didn't have they didn't have a lot of punch, is what you're saying. Because what I just heard was that they were strong, but they were also weak.
they could die so easily. I feel like it was 2 rockets.
Oh, okay.
And in what we're playing now, it's like 3 or 4 rockets or someone with C4. But C4 always destroys them right away, and that's totally fine because it's C4. Like, it makes sense. The guy has to deliver it on foot.
Yeah.
Like, if he puts that on you, you deserve to die.
You gotta always be moving.
But it's interesting to me that at least the maps that they're showing us so far, that's not the case. You're not that far away when you're bringing the tank in. It really, and I think that's something that is part of modern trending stuff where they're trying to make things more fast-paced. Meanwhile, you know, we all see things like, I don't know much about Arma, but I hear all the time, so I'm going to say Arma, but definitely Tarkov and other slow-paced FPS games like, the extraction shooters, you only have one life, hardcore mode. Like, I think there is a trend in that direction of people being like, this is what we want. But of course, Call of Duty and Battlefield are like, well, that's not going to make us any money.
Just because there are, to go back to my metaphor, just because there are Michelin star restaurants doesn't mean that fast food doesn't have a place.
True.
Like
True.
being able to get into the, like, here's the thing that I will say, like, because in general, I don't think Battlefield 6 is for me. Like, I am sure I'll have fun while I'm playing it. It's just not typically for me.
You're another me.
That's
but
why
It's
this
okay.
weekend's the best one to do it, because
Yeah,
it'll be free.
hey, but at the same time, if you want to go into a first-person shooter and instantly be able to have fun, I can almost guarantee there are very few games that will be as good as Battlefield 6. And I can almost say that with certain confidence without even having played it, that is a true statement, right? Because a lot of the other shooters, like, you can't just go in and have fun with Valorant, Apex Legends, Escape from Tarkov. Like, these are not games you can just immediately have fun in. It's impossible because the skill floor is ridiculous, and the way it's designed is a long, arduous grind into some level of
Resource
loop.
and skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Battlefield 6,
long-term skills, medium-term.
yeah, give somebody a controller, drop them into hectic chaos, and they'll have fun with it.
It's a little high,
But
You
dude,
get a little-
like,
get a little drop.
but now I'm thinking about it, how cool would it be if Battlefield was an extraction shooter, and if you extracted with a tank, you now have a tank. If you
would
extracted with a
actually hate
helicopter, you now have it.
I would
But if you lose it,
actually
you
hate
lose
that.
it. Why?
would-
It's
I
so
would
cool. Like,
hate
it's
that.
yours until you lose it.
Maybe because
Or you can build
Right.
one or something like that.
I don't know how much I would enjoy it knowing how fragile they already are. It would depend on how many people would in the map for the extraction. Because with 32 people on the other side, how many people?
Well, it is interesting. I mean, I think you would just make it really, like, why would you carry an RPG, right?
Right.
So if you're going into Tarkov with a helicopter, it's like shortcut. I want to go fast, and I'm going to be loud, and I'm going to risk, and it's going to take me right to where I need to go, and I'm going to land on the freaking helipad, and I'm going to go in. And other people aren't going to want to shoot it down because they
want it.
actually want it.
Yeah.
The only reason they would shoot it down is they know we already have the goods and we're leaving, and they're like, well, shoot, it's worth it. Let's try to get their goods. But we didn't bring an RPG because it's so heavy and it slows you down. So the decision is, do we go straight to them and take the goods from them, or do we find an RPG on the map to try to take them out last second?
I think that stops being Battlefield at that point.
Oh yeah, it's the very different style of
Yeah,
Battlefield.
yeah.
I'm just thinking that, like, bring the vehicles into Tarkov is what I'm getting at, right?
What I'm
like,
saying is put the vehicles in Tarkov. We're not even talking
I'm
about
just
Battlefield.
an extraction shooter, because, like, there's two things for me. I think that battle royales are the way of hero shooters. Like, they are. I think they're just there's more story to each game, and there's so much more diversity to the game. Marvel Rivals is fun, but I think it would be cooler as a battle royale. And for realistic shooters,
yeah.
extraction
Okay,
shooter.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
a battle royale in a sense, but there's no shrinking circle.
Right.
It's just extract or don't, right? And I think FPS extraction shooter, because, like, in Battlefield, you have all these loadouts and you unlock them as you level up, and it's kind of lame because it's like a time gate thing, really. It doesn't really matter. You're not actually earning anything. Everybody eventually earns that thing that you unlock to use with your weapon. I'm like, okay, it was mostly annoying and the UI kind of sucked. But it would be so much more satisfying if it was like, you extracted from this game with this piece, and you can use that piece here. Or you got this much money, you can go and buy this piece, but, the really rare pieces you can only find in-game and extract with it. Like, that just makes those games make more sense. And I believe that the more people play these games, the more they want the actual more sim-like experience. And
Mm.
a sim
Yeah.
for a battle, unless it's literally, Battlefield Vietnam, is not constant shooting at each other like crazy and sending hundreds of people to their deaths. The death counter is like 1,000 in Conquest. I mean, I know it ticks down because of the other stuff, but it's like 500 people died.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no. What people want is that, like, we are going on SEAL Team 6 or SEAL Team 6 or like everyone's a SEAL Team 6 and they're all trying to get out. We're all trying to be the best, and the NPCs are the ones that are like all just constantly dying and getting in the way or something. I don't know, but that's
I
how
mean,
feel about
object
FPS.
permanence and stakes make for higher highs and lower lows, in my opinion, for sure, in a game.
Just don't put your extraction shooter in my gameplay, guys. Fuck off.
I don't think you
Don't
experienced
do
enough
it.
because you just have to spawn as a scav, dude. You spawn as
Yeah.
an NPC with nothing, but I mean something, but it's nothing that you own.
You know what?
And then you go and take the best guy's stuff. It feels great.
You know what though? I will say the one thing that Battlefield shares with a lot of what I feel people appreciate about Tarkov, or at least I have to assume that they do, that UI. Speaking about what is bad about Battlefield, is fucking terrible.
It was so bad, dude.
It's so bad.
Like, the craziest thing is we're sitting there queued up for a match, and you can't manage your loadout.
It's terrible.
Like, why? This is like the main thing you're supposed to be doing is like updating your guns and changing them and stuff. And it was just so weird and laggy. It was not great.
I couldn't remember my
But the game is fun.
Yeah.
So how about that bourbon?
You got anything with
Yeah, it is.
You get the smokiness?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I don't get a lot of smokiness. I see, like,
Anything with like
I mostly get, honestly, the caramel and, like, vanilla. Caramel, vanilla, and wood.
I'm back.
Classic
Sorry,
bourbon.
guys. The UI
Yeah,
is
it has very
My-
classic
Are we on
bourbon.
whiskey? Sorry.
We did switch a little bit to whiskey.
oh God. Okay.
I ran out of things to say about Battlefield 6. So if y'all had
That's
anything
fair.
else you wanted to say about Battlefield 6,
I mean, you
Be my
kinda
guest.
You said everything that
Yeah.
I wanted to say. The UI is terrible, and honestly,
UI
there's
is
just like
terrible.
there's a level of the game that I feel is not exactly conducive to me playing it for a long-term situation.
It has no stakes or investment.
Yeah, so like, why would I even want to put time into it? I think the only reason why I play Marvel Rivals now is because I know if I don't play it, I will miss out on the things that I do value, which would be the
Well,
skins.
also,
I
like,
love shiny shit.
comp is just different, right? Like,
Yeah.
even if you don't play comp, the idea that there is investment and stakes into how well you play going into that game
changes
inherently make a difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But in larger scale battles, even though on a small scale, sometimes you can feel that, over time, the more even the teams are, the more it's going to fall into what I would consider the Zerg one strategy versus another is the right meta strategy for
Yeah.
like comp. So you can't like do comp in the same way for these types of things.
Yeah. I would
So-
say, yeah, that right there kind of defines how I feel about the game just in general. And then I really enjoy playing with a group though. So like anytime that somebody would be, if I had this game for free and they were like, hey, I'm feeling like playing like a few matches. We have three other people. Anthony and Eric are already on. Do you want to jump on? I'd definitely play.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a Call of Duty where like somebody would be like, hey man, do you play Call of Duty? I'd be like, don't even spit at me with those words in your mouth. Like,
That's funny.
Call of Duty doesn't even know what it is.
doesn't even
Yeah.
it is such an it's such a freaking gray fucking abomination of first. Like, I know that it pretty much occupies the entire space of first person shooter for like a large demographic of gamers, but I cannot get behind the even consideration of playing the game. I can't I
It's
will
a
never
first
play
person
that game.
shooter hero sim.
I hate it.
Weird.
I love Hero Sims. Like, I played Destiny for years. That
Yeah.
game. Oh,
Well, Destiny got ruined by some things, but it is definitely a
got-
better game. Like it knows its identity is something you actually can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like that's something I think respectable about Battlefield. You know, it's like actually like at least now I don't know about. I've heard that they had some really bad times in the past, but at least Battlefield 6, it's like it knows what it is.
Yeah.
And it's pretty straightforward and easy to enjoy. They just really need to have, you know, that poll that says, "Are you under 30 or over 30?" Before we put you into a match.
It's like you literally reviewed this whiskey for us with that last comment that you had.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of flavor to it. It's got its own little personality. You got to be at least 30 to really kind of like enjoy it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would say that both Battlefield 6 and the Whistlepig Piggyback, they got a little something, you know?
Mhm.
Little something. Oh, God.
No, yeah, you got my brain going down an interesting train because it's like,
Oh.
how do people learn about whiskey? You know, like I feel like a lot of people don't, and it's because no one taught them. Because and that's what we learned when we went to Fraser's, right?
Yeah, it's true.
When we went to Fraser's, the first thing she said was something along the lines of, "Oh, there's people that like whiskey, and people that don't. And the people that don't, well, they're wrong. Okay. They just don't know how to drink."
Anthony, no, that's not what happened. What happened
She said
at the
that.
very
She said
beginning-
they're
no,
wrong.
No, no. What happened before that is that she poured us a glass and I shot the entire thing.
Oh,
And you guys were
no.
like, no.
"You're not supposed to do that." No.
Not supposed to shoot it.
Oh my god,
Dude, I cringe so
ridiculous.
hard when I see a. I mean, you can I guess you can shoot a whiskey, shootable whiskeys. You don't shoot a bourbon,
No,
right?
no.
That is sacrilegious. That is like
I think I
mean,
shot
they
the
say-
new riff too.
what is
it
it?
was hurt.
the best bourbon is the bourbon you like to drink the way you like to drink it. But I don't know if anyone will agree with shooting it. Honestly, like,
Nope.
The
Nope. 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 So yeah, no, I completely agree. I wish that more people would know about like the fact that there is a certain like learning curve to this stuff to really enjoying it. But
Mhm.
I'm glad that we all learned at this. Well, not all of us learned at the same time. I'm glad I learned with y'all, if that makes any sense.
fair.
Oh, let's not get all sentimental though.
Oh yeah, but what makes
The-
me cringe is when I'm watching a show, and they
Oh,
pour
yeah.
bourbon at the bar, and then they shoot it.
Shoot
And
it.
they shoot another one. And shoot another one. That's how cowboys drink their bourbon. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Is it
I don't
though?
think so. If
Is
it
it
was
You have to
whiskey, I
remember,
would understand.
whiskey didn't always taste good.
No, I'm saying if it's
Ah.
a whiskey, that makes sense. But if it's a bourbon, it's supposed to theoretically taste good.
It's fair.
could never-
Bourbon's
Theoretically.
relatively new.
I could
Yeah.
just never think of shooting something knowing that it's going to one taste bad and two also make me feel bad.
Mhm.
We can only do one of these things at a time.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, I really like this one actually.
Yeah, I feel like this is this is a standard of bourbon. No, Whistle Pig always does a great job. I love their Boss Hog. It's very good. I've had a few of their Boss Hogs.
Boss
Their
Hog?
Boss Hog. Yeah, that's their like
Two
yearly
words or one
special
word?
release.
2 words.
2 words.
That makes more sense.
Every year they do a separate pewter topper for the
Ooh.
bottle. And they're usually pretty pricey. I think they sit around like $500-$600 for the Boss Hog
Jesus,
release
for
or
the
something
Boss
like
Hogs.
that.
I see. Okay.
But this is their regular, and honestly, it hits all the standard want to have notes of a bourbon. Really,
It checks all the boxes for me, honestly.
yeah. There's nothing bad about this. This would be. I would recommend this to a lot of people. It's pretty good.
It's a
think
great.
I've
It's
never
entry.
had a
solid.
Whistle Pig that I didn't like.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if I have, but yeah, no. Sure. I also
Well,
have never had a
Matt-
Misopic.
Being a human, you know, if we don't like something, we usually remember that more than
Exactly.
Oh man. Name your least favorite whiskey. Like, what is the
Oh,
worst
God.
whiskey
Oh,
you've
the
ever
swamp
Right.
water. The swamp water one and the Robitussin one.
The Robitussin
Oh.
one.
That's funny because the Robitussin one that didn't affect me. I know that one tastes good, and
my
because I
God.
don't know what Robitussin tastes like.
What? You never had Robitussin as a kid?
Yeah, he was unaffected by that one.
I had this thing where when I was a kid, I had medicine one, and after I had that medicine that one time, I never got sick again because it's really bad, and I never wanted to taste medicine again. So mind over matter. I was like, no.
He willed himself out of being sick for the rest of his life.
You mind blasted yourself. You're like, you're not sick. You're
Yeah.
fine.
Get over it.
Dude, the first time I got sick was when all of my family members were sick for like a week, and I was taking care of all of them, and they finally took me down. I was like, and it was right before Halloween. Okay,
Dicks.
so I didn't get to do any trick or treating that year. The next year, I got so much candy, and for 5 years after that, Eric ate it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, just to really level it out, he didn't want it.
I didn't want it. What's the problem?
So-
I didn't need it.
Okay, I was like,
It was
something
just
ain't right
in a
with this.
toolbox, and eventually one day he realized that like there was always candy there, so he would go to
my
my
God.
closet. He would open my closet, grab the cheap little toolbox of candy, and put it next to him while he was like playing the game or whatever, and just eat my candy until it ran out.
Eric, ever the opportunist.
It was gonna go bad. I was doing a service.
You were doing
Y'all.
a service. Oh, okay. Kind of like what he says during peak. He's like, I'm scouting the way of
Yes.
Scouting
guys."
ahead.
I
Yes, you
lead
guys.
the path.
Eric, I
I
don't know
make
if
sure
you
it's
knew
safe
this.
for you.
I don't know if you knew this. I brought this up the last time Nat and I played Peak. We probably could have made it a lot farther. You can jump on each other's heads and then jump each other up a lot.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot. It's a
Yeah.
huge advantage
Yeah.
It is.
We fucked up.
that we never use.
We never used.
Ever.
No.
We used it.
Never. No.
I mean, we
not
did
when we
use-
needed to.
Not when we needed to. We only thought about
No,
it
we're
during
like,
like,
oh,
the
I
kiln or
barely
something.
missed it. I barely
yeah.
didn't make it. Oh, if only you jumped on someone's head and they jump because they have to jump you up. We would
Yeah.
jump on someone's head and then jump off of that. No, you jump on them, they jump.
They jump, and then it bounces you.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like, we're peak noobs, man.
I
Peak
need to
noobs.
sneeze. Oh no. It's
Move.
not.
Bless you.
move.
Look at the light.
Say
Elephant.
either move or peek up.
It's too
Say
late.
peek up.
It's too late.
Say
It's
peek
too
up.
late. It's too late, guys. It's too
Have
late.
you ever
done.
gotten that?
Done
Because
forever.
I've done it. Have you ever
Oh,
Pikachu'd?
God. No, I've never Pikachu'd.
No.
It should be your life's mission. Okay, I Pikachu'd on a car.
Oh,
my
hell yeah.
God.
How would
Eric
fe-
has this theory that I mark cars in parking lots by sneezing on them.
He does. This is accurate.
That's
Like a
oddly specific.
Well, he sneezes, but when he's outside and there's nobody around, he's like, "Oh, I don't have to cover my mouth," and he just sneezes on people's
That's
cars.
not true. I always do this. Okay, maybe that was pre-COVID. Okay, I don't know for sure, but post-COVID, at least, I definitely always.
I see. COVID changed us.
Oh my
I
god.
We're
did- I did
different
not-
now.
I don't think I did. I mean, I don't know, man. Okay, so about that bourbon,
Yes.
about
You
that
wanna go
whistling
first?
pig,
Or you want me to go first?
Yeah.
dude. I think it's
going
like
first,
solid 4 out of 10. It could be a 5 out of 10, but I gave 5 out of 10 last week. I feel like that was probably better.
Ooh, that was last week was
But I
better.
don't really remember. It was the label. It was the black label. Black.
Yeah,
Anthony
Black
liked
Barrel.
that one a lot. He rated it a 5.
Yeah.
It was. I think it's a really good Irish whiskey.
Okay.
Now this, it smells delightful. It tastes good. I don't know. Let me think about it a little bit.
Okay.
Nat?
Okay. This is a 5 for me. And this is also an everyday drinker. Like
Okay.
this is quintessential bourbon. I'm hoping it's cheap, knowing that like it's like not the every brand, but dude, hell yeah, this thing was awesome. I thought there was cinnamon on there, but it's actually just more so like a fruity kind of initial tone that I really liked. And then it's spicy where it needs to be spicy. It's sweet where it needs to be sweet. And there is no young barrel kick at the end where like I'm like like it was a little metallic or anything. It was good. I dug it. So it's a 5 for me. I would every day drink this, and I would pay. I'd pay $50 for this.
Okay.
I'm hoping. God, I hope it's less. Because if it's less, then it's always on my shelf. This is really good.
Yeah. For
I
me,
have to
this
change-
sits.
Yeah.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
gotta change my rating. Copy paste.
Okay.
Everything he just
5.
Wow.
Yes.
Me,
50
I'm
bucks.
I'm just so influential, you know.
Well, so you got to think about it. I did literally say, well, I gave the last one 5 out of 10, so this one 4 out of 10. Had nothing to do with
Stupid. I was like, you said it, and I was like, you're an idiot. That's not how this
nothing to do
works.
with the whiskey. Well, literally everything Matt just described is true. Smells good, tastes good. There's no bad taste. It's nice and sweet, like throughout, but not too sweet. It doesn't. It's not like someone put some freaking honey infused stick in it and then that's how they flavor whiskey. I'm not taking a hit at that company. I haven't even really tried it, but maybe that's what they do.
Oh, I mean,
You've had one
It's
where they put the
possible.
stick in the whiskey
that's
Yeah, like-
disgusting.
and they're like, "Oh, this is even better because we have a stick in the bottle."
Ew. Oh yeah, the freaking
The stick bottle stuff.
Oak and Eden or whatever.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
cool, but is it? I don't know.
Is it though?
We haven't tried it, so don't. But I would also pay like $50 for this, I think, because yeah, I mean it's a whistle pig. It's good, it's awesome. Makes me want to give someone a piggyback ride.
Nice. Yeah. This.
Speaking of piggyback rides, in a little bit I'm going to tell you about the raccoon that tried to take a piggyback ride for me, but
Piggyback
y'all
ride.
gotta stick around for that till later. Yeah, I got to meet some raccoons today, and they wanted a piggyback ride. So
Jeez.
you want to hear about that? Wait till phase 3,
Wait
where we actually
till
tell you
Phase
all about
3.
our lives.
Next time
you know.
on Dragon Ball. Well, not next time, but like this time on Dragon
This
Ball Z.
time on Dragon Ball
There
Z.
it is. There it is.
The extended episode.
Yeah,
But Eric,
this
how do you feel
this
about it?
it's a solid whiskey. I think this sits at a 4 for me.
Mm.
I think it's right below a daily drinker for me. I think there are just some better options at the price point that this sits at.
Oh, you knew too much,
Oh,
Eric.
we don't know the
You
price.
knew too
point, though.
much.
Well, I even not just price point, like my bog standard would be a Redbreast 12 or for bourbon, I would put it at the Russell's Reserve 10 or the Eagle Rare would be
So
my
you have some
5.
fives that are everyday drinkers that you don't feel this is measuring up to. is what
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Never mind.
You know,
understand.
I have an
understand.
Eagle Rare that I haven't opened in a while, and I feel like I should go and grab it and use the Eagle Rare because I feel like Eagle Rare wasn't that impressive to me. But maybe it is.
I love Eagle Rare. I think it's a stand in the Russell's Reserve are my go-to. They're a 10-year. They're solid whiskeys. I have different styles that I want from each of them. But those would be my 5 bourbon daily drinkers for sure if I wasn't drinking an Irish whiskey. But this sits right below those. It's just it's close. I feel like the Whistle Pig 10-year, I've had it before. I feel like it's better than a 5 if I remember correctly for me. It's really good. I think a few more years and this gets up there. I think 6 years is still like a little young, but you don't get those young flavors,
Would
but you
want
do
8?
get this like red hot spice to it that has like fruity, like a spicy fruity sweetness a little bit.
I got that.
I did not.
But
Well, you're broken.
no.
Your taste buds are broken, my brother.
I got good taste buds. I don't burn my mouth like other people.
I burn my mouth.
I am horrified of hot coffee. Okay, I have a fear of it.
But yeah, so this whiskey sits right around the 50-ish to 60-ish dollar range
Oh, hell yeah.
for this one. So not bad. It's right around there. I think MSRP is actually cheaper. I think MSRP might be 40. I don't see any near me that are like that, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
But
one of those.
I think MSRP is 40, so if you can find this for 40, it's a great whiskey at 40, and that's what I would want to pay for it. I'd put this at $40. This is really good, I think, and right around where its price point should be. I think $50 you start competing with the Eagle Rare and the Russell's Reserve, and it gets a little more difficult.
Little wonky.
But you can't buy Eagle Rare.
Usually you can. It's not too bad anymore. It was really bad right around COVID for sure, but typically I can get an Eagle Rare at a bunch of places nowadays. But yeah, for a while it was bad. It was rough life if you liked Eagle Rare.
Well,
Still a rough life if you like E.H. Taylor. Good luck on that one.
Well.
What have y'all been playing lately?
Oh, dude. I've been playing Marvel Rivals, as per usual.
Hilarious. It's hilarious when we pull Nat like kicking and screaming into a game, and then he keeps playing it without us.
Shut up.
It just blows my mind.
You
how that
guys
works.
got me into this mess, and you have not pulled me out. So
I would when you're having fun.
So
Yeah.
reap what you sow.
It's a fun one.
Dingai.
Oh,
No,
gosh.
I just always remember how resistant and how reluctant you.
I was so reluctant. I wanted to hate the game. I
You're like,
wanted to
"No."
hate so bad.
I mean, I also was reluctant. I was like, I don't want to play that shit.
I don't want to play it. And then things change. It's fine.
There was a particular circumstance.
Wild.
That's
but,
true.
Let's see what else. I know I wanted to play Gun Touchables. I heard that that's pretty good.
So the game we got for free.
Yeah, the game. Well, yeah, the game that we got for free. I still haven't played more Grounded 2. That still looks fun. I played a little bit of Hades. That was fun. Hades 2, not Hades 1. Hades 2. I finished the monster quest for Monster Hunter Wilds, and it's getting to the point where I feel as if I'm turning into the peak Monster Hunter that I've ever wanted to be. I'm just getting better and better at the game. It's just unfortunate that I have to wait every 2 weeks for content to come out for me to like beat it. And I think that's it. I think outside of those, I've been kind of sitting a little pretty. I haven't really been doing too much. Y'all?
No.
I did play Grounded 2 some more. I played it a lot with Ash, my wife.
Oh yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't make much more progress than what you saw, but we did make more progress than what you'd seen at least. The game is better than I thought it was because you can do this thing where you like copy something and can build more of it,
Oh.
whether it's already existing or it's a blueprint. You can also override blueprints. So like if you have a wall, you're like, I want a window there. You can just put a window there before you've made it.
Cool.
Would be nice if they would go the next step further to where you could just be like, turn this into a window.
Yeah, just like pay like a resource price or whatever.
Yes, because deconstructing sucks. It's really
Yeah.
annoying. The game, it can be a little funny at first, but is really annoying when it comes to stuff just goes all over the place.
Yeah.
So you deconstruct something, it explodes in resources, and sometimes those resources are small little balls like sap that
Hate
roll
that
everywhere.
stuff. Oh my
Like,
god,
okay,
I hate it.
now I gotta frickin' find it, and so but then that even just happens when you're just like mining it. You mine it and then it explodes and everything goes all over the place. So that's just annoying. Yeah, like some of those things should just go straight to your inventory when you do it, right? Like especially the deconstruction. And I know there's like the logs that you carry, the like leaves that you carry. If you're in range of one of those storage places, put it there. But
No.
it gets even worse, dude. There's the garden. Did you use the garden? Because the garden,
No.
you
I saw
plant
it, though.
stuff, and then you go to harvest it, and you have to perfectly look at it to pick it up.
Oh,
Otherwise,
no.
you're entering plant mode again to plant something new. It's like, well, I need to harvest it first. Why can't I just push harvest and take it all straight to my inventory? Why do we still have to have all these pain points
You're
when
asking
I've
too
already
much.
gone through the pain of making a garden?
You're asking for too much.
Yeah, so they have too much nuance and annoyance.
Annoying.
Yeah, the only thing they need it for, which is cute and funny, is dewdrops. So you have to drink water. It's a survival game, right?
Yeah.
And when you knock the water off the leaf, it's like freaking zoom if you're on a hill, or just land right there and you go and drink it. And if it's zoom, you're like, oh, and you're running after it, and it's funny. And then it ends up in a nasty lake of acid water that you can't drink, and you're like,
Acid water, I think, is a bit of a stretch.
dude, there's some acid water, man. There's like a battery touching the water, and it's like leaking.
That's fair. Yeah.
There is some crazy biomes in this game. It's pretty neat. Yeah, overall, it's a pretty cool game. It's fun. It's grounding.
I see what you did there.
Like it.
It's interesting. The build system is fun, but it's weird to have played so many build games now and see how different they can be. So it's missing support structures. Okay, you have these weed stems which act like the proper wood looking type of thing, and in most of these games you have the ability to use it to at least make something look more structurally sound, even if you don't need it.
Not here.
But it adds an aesthetic and it makes things look better to the human eye. When you see it, doesn't look unnatural. They won't let you do that. There's no there is no doing that. There is scaffolding, and that is just supposed to be going underground. There is foundation. You can use clay to make a foundation of your home and make everything level, which sounds great, and it is great. But guess what? You can't put a floor on it. You can't put a grass floor on top of a clay foundation. So what does that mean? It means when you're running over it, you're going did it, because it's not even. It's clay. So it's like
I hate
Bumpy
this.
ride.
I hate this.
what this decision's coming from. So, but it's a fun game for sure. I definitely enjoy it overall. It's just so weird how diverse these survival building games are.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah, man.
Crosswinds is where it's at. I wish y'all got to play that. That game is doing it right. That's the pirate survival builder game. That game's probably going to be like the best one. Like, it's got Valheim plus, cool. My Eagle Rares brat.
Nice.
I am going to.
Is that even open? Is that open?
No, I've had it for a long time. I haven't opened it up. Maybe you can see the dust on it.
That's crazy.
Bro, you're sitting on that for a
It's
bit.
properly
Wait,
dusty.
did I get you that?
I think we bought it at on my birthday over a year ago. When we were in Louisville,
Extra year.
because Ash and I went to Louisville with the dogs, and we stopped by here on our way home because they let us do a tour with the dogs, which was really cool.
That's crazy.
And this was one of the things we literally were in the shop with the dogs and bought it.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Like, there's nothing cooler than being able to take your dogs all around a distillery.
Ain't nothing
yeah.
cooler.
Yeah, I'm gonna break this open, and at some point I'll let y'all know if I have any feelings about it compared to because Eric made me so curious.
Yeah,
while you're
yeah,
cracking
yeah.
it open
That is one of
here-
my fives for sure.
Eric, what have you been up to, my guy? What have you been playing?
So,
Oh,
I have been doing a whole lot
oh.
of RuneScape.
This guy.
So
That's what he did
I
all
And
weekend.
that's what he did all weekend.
well, when I was home, it was what I did all weekend, but I was not home when y'all were playing.
because you're home every.
Because you're home every weekend, though.
Because you're always free on the
I
weekend.
was home this weekend. And then when I got home, y'all weren't on anymore.
Doubt.
Doubt, deceit.
And then because y'all weren't here, I played RuneScape.
I mean, we all have our phone numbers.
So I have now
He's not wrong. Guess who
gotten-
texted y'all this weekend? I did.
I did.
You did.
I
You
said,
did.
is anyone
yeah,
gonna join me?
You did initially say, and then
He
I said,
did,
"Hey,
he
yo,
did.
I'm on." Yeah. Okay.
He did.
Go
I
ahead.
was
Go
out
ahead,
at a
Eric.
park.
Tell us about your RuneScape games.
So I have finally in RuneScape, which, by the way, not a crazy player like some of the people. And I don't know if y'all know, it has been a RuneScape renaissance, by the way.
Oh,
I don't know if y'all have heard this news.
so this is RuneScape 2, or is it just RuneScape?
No. Old school RuneScape has peak players right now. It is peaked higher than ever before because all of the big name World of Warcraft players got fed up with a bunch of the stuff that's going on in World of Warcraft,
Pretty bad.
and they
yeah.
all switched over to old school RuneScape.
Funny.
And so now old school RuneScape is like one of the top streaming games that's going on, and all of these people are doing RuneScape, and now it had a concurrent player count of like 300,000 or something the last weekend.
Crazy.
So it's
300,000. Wow.
yeah, it's
So
like
at some point, I
popping
would love
off.
to talk about the World of Warcraft drama, maybe next week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I'll have to do some research on it. I know that there's like a bunch of a bunch of small things happen, but essentially it comes down to at least why they switched to old school RuneScape.
Uh-huh.
Permanence and your work and effort matters,
Respect for time.
and it respects your time.
Yeah.
The greatest
You
thing
mean
is,
like
so
how
I
every
took
expansion erases everything that you did the
Yeah.
entire last expansion and doesn't matter
Yeah.
anymore?
Yeah.
Sorry.
In RuneScape, when you've done something, it is forever done and useful and change. Like the quest that I'm doing now, because now I'm at a point in the game where I'm doing like the big quests. Like my quests are changing the landscape of the land forever, right?
For you.
And I'm unlocking entire areas that are totally different now because of the quests that I've done.
Like in a single player way, right? Like
Yeah.
for you, not for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like
Yeah.
dynamic
Yeah.
world building. right?
Well, but once it's there, everybody who's got that new thing is in there with me, right?
Yeah. So
Everybody
it's
who's
like
done that
infinite
quest.
love. Yeah.
Yes. And it changes everything and it unlocks new things. And the unlocks are always meaningful in the way that it's done. So, like, I just fought this really cool boss, which, by the way, the new bosses are so fun. I now understand fully what it means when people say that old school RuneScape is not a tab targeting MMO or a like just sit and wait fight simulator. It feels like that at first. Once you get to the middle end game, it truly feels like a rhythm game. Like every beat is defined by the game, and everything in the game has a beat that it happens on. And it really does turn into like, I gotta click on the 3-5 beat here. I gotta turn on my prayer at the 4 beat, and you're sitting there like boom skits, like clicking all these things, right?
Okay, but while you're doing that, are you run, hit the boss, run away, run back, the boss? Are you also doing that?
Sometimes. So it depends. So it depends on what you have to do while you're clicking all of these things. So for my boss that I just fought, he's called Amaxiatl or something like that, which is a fairly mid-game, low-level boss. He's like one of the first real PVM bosses. But he does this thing where every 5 ticks, he's going to do his normal attack. Every 10 ticks, he's gonna cast like on certain squares, icicles are gonna come out of the ground, and whatever square you're on is gonna get a permanent frost effect on it for the rest of the battle.
That sucks. Yeah.
And
so you're
then
on
every
timer.
now and then he's gonna spawn like icicles, like giant glaciers in parts of the map. You have to go destroy them. If you don't destroy them in time, they explode and that map becomes permanent ice. If you stand on this ice, you die in like 5 seconds.
So I will highlight that I made fun of RuneScape with the run, attack, and kite away and run attack thing. But that's because when you start playing RuneScape, you learn that right away that is how you survive. And you're in an open world, and there's so much room that you can just do that. But then they take advantage of you later on, and they're like, hey, remember how you used to just run away forever? Well, guess what? You can't leave. You're in a specifically designed arena now, and you got to get creative. Whole run away and attack at the right time. And that's
hit
what
and
actually adds to
And
the
then
rhythm
you have
thing that you're
overheads
talking about.
too. Like overhead prayers are a thing that make you immune to melee, ranged, or magic. And you can have all three of them active at one time, or you can only have one of them active at a time, but obviously, like, they drain prayer. You only have a limited number of prayer. Well, a lot of bosses nowadays, they have specific mechanics where they're like, nah, fuck your prayer, fam,
Give me
turn
that
it
prayer.
off.
Give me that prayer.
And they just turn it off. And now you have to turn on the right one. So some of them have different colored attacks where they turn off your prayer or turn it to the wrong prayer. And you have to switch it to the right one at the right
so
timings.
Oh,
And
wow.
so the one that I was fighting, she'll be like, she'll absorb all magic. So if you're using protect from magic, she'll absorb that prayer, and then she shoots an icicle, and you have to turn back on before the icicle hits you, or it'll hit you for like 50 damage.
Which
I
is huge.
hate you.
Man,
Why do you,
dude.
no?
Well, here's the great thing, Anthony. Here's the thing that's so wonderful. This is why so many people switch to it. They say that RuneScape is not a game you quit, it's just a game you take breaks from because you can always come back to it, and it will. I took a
It is a
break for
really
like 6
pleasant game.
months.
A really pleasant game.
Yeah, I came back and instantly I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just here. I have all of my stuff. All my unlocks are still here. All of my work that I did a year prior to this is all still there, and it's all still worthwhile, and I just continued on. The
Oh, yeah,
journey
that is a
didn't
weird
change.
thing. It's like in World of Warcraft, if you stopped playing because you went on a vacation or
Hiatus.
something, or something
Anything.
crazy happened in your life and you just
Yeah.
forgot about it for a while, you come back and it's like, well, no one's doing that anymore. No one cares about that raid. They are all here now. So here's your
And
package that gives you an upgrade to all of these new eye level, and have fun.
almost every single thing that has been put into RuneScape is still worthwhile and useful to do.
That's
Oh,
wild.
sorry. Yeah.
Almost. There are some things where it's like, oh, you could. This is technically better for X, but nobody really needs to do X, so this one's better, so you don't. But still, every piece of content is still useful to do and has merit, and there are items that you'll get from every boss in the game that are still useful. And so, now, for example, now I am going to go and I have all of the stats available to finish Recipe for Disaster, which for RuneScape people, they'll know Recipe for Disaster was a quest that was put in almost in the very beginning. And it's this time travel quest essentially where all of the people in a dinner hall have been trapped in time, and a god of Kronos is trying to kill them. And when you beat every single quest, you get the best gloves in the game. They're essentially the best gloves in the game. They've been the best gloves in the game since the very beginning of the game. And everybody considers that the best way to get into doing RuneScape, because by the time you complete that quest, you're going to have done 30, 40 other quests. You're going to have grinded a few skills up to certain levels to be able to complete them. You're going to have to travel all across the map to get all of the various ingredients for all of these cooking challenges, because they're all cooking related, recipes for disaster included. You're essentially making a meal for each person at the dinner party. And I'm finally going to be able to complete it. And it's one of the biggest checklists of like a mid game, like you are now a mid game to in game character, is having the Barrow's gloves. So I find that was this week. I finally got all the stats I needed to be able to complete it. So now I'm going to go through and work on that at some point. And it's gonna be good. And then I'm gonna do Perilous Moons. I'm gonna do some of the new Varlamore content that just came out. They had a whole new expansion that just released, and I've already been doing some of the content there, and it's been super fun. So, it's good. It's good. It's
You just
fun.
remind me of how like
Poopy,
my
poopy.
my dad used to walk around with like the magma cape that like nobody else
Yeah.
had.
The lava. So some people do their fire cape before some of the stuff that I'm doing right now, but I want to make it a little bit easier on myself. So I'm gonna get the Barrow's gloves, and I'm gonna do Perilous Moons, and then I'm gonna do my lava cape. But yeah, he had the Infernal Cape even, which was a step harder than the Fire Cape. The Fire Cape takes like 4 hours. And during that 4 hours,
Hmm.
you have to like constantly be doing a rhythm game essentially to beat it. It's
It's
like
Wait, that's which one do you have?
the he had the Infernal Cape, which is like
Hmm.
double that. It's
Oh,
that but harder.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like 6 hours or something like that. But yeah, during those essentially, it's called the fight caves. You have to go in there and do something like 42 waves of enemies in a row. You can't. You can take a break between them. You can like leave in between waves, but the total time that you're fighting in those waves is like 4 hours, 4.5 hours. And if you die during any of the waves, you have to start over from one. To
no.
prepare for the fight caves takes like 2.5 hours for each run. Because you have to get so many items and stuff to be able to prep for it. It
Like
is a
run
huge
wise, or is it like
accomplishment to get it.
requirement like it's a quest item wise that you need stuff to go ahead and get into the
So for the fight caves, you never have to do it if you didn't want to, technically.
got you. Okay.
But the cape is really, really good, and it's one of the few animated capes in the game, and so a lot of people end up going for it,
Right.
and it's really strong. So it's like well worth investing the time into it at some point, but theoretically, you never have to do it. There are actually better capes in the game for certain things.
Lame.
So,
No, I'm joking.
yeah.
For that really old cape from 15 years ago,
Still
Yeah.
still
relevant today.
matters.
Can you
Still matters.
imagine?
Everybody wears it. Everybody uses
Could
it.
Yeah, could you imagine a legendary thing in a video game actually being legendary and lasting forever?
Man,
Yeah.
I do.
Dude, in RuneScape, if you grinded that hard for something, and here's the icing on the cake. If you're interested in getting into RuneScape, they're about to release their newest skill for old school RuneScape. It's coming out in the next big expansion,
Hmm.
and it's sailing. You're going to be able to
Oh, wow.
sail across
Oh,
the ocean, and they've showed it off at conferences and stuff. So it's a full sailing skill.
That
They're
was,
going to have sailing quests, so
that was
you're
my
big
actually going to be able
question.
to
Yeah.
trade and stuff like that across the ocean. It's a whole thing.
big question. Does RuneScape have like carts, like something that you can use to put more stuff in it than what you can carry?
Kind of. They
Yeah.
have pouches, but not carts in the same way.
Okay. The reason I
So
asked is
for
because that's a
example, go ahead, go ahead.
I was about to bring up another game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
the. So one of the main mechanics, the wilderness, right? The wilderness is the PvP area of RuneScape. If you die in the wilderness, you drop all
Mhm.
of your stuff, except for
Super scary.
some stuff. There are some things that are protected, and you can use magic to
Oh,
protect
okay.
more. But most part, you drop everything or a gold equivalent of that thing in some special scenarios.
You drop that cape?
Uh, no. So it drops the gold value of the cape, and then you have to
Makes
pay like
sense.
800,000 gold to get it back.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So you not
Okay.
only lose gold, but you also have to spend a certain amount to go
Yes.
ahead and get your cape back.
So in
Fuck a bunch
in
of
the
that.
wilderness, there's a thing called a looting bag, which is the equivalent of a cart in other games. It gives you 27 extra inventory slots, but you can't take things out of it once you put them into it without going to a bank and cashing it in, essentially. So if somebody kills you, they get everything in that looting bag for sure. And they can pick it up in one fell swoop, unlike other things. So a lot of people will kill people in the wilderness, take the looting bag and get out because a lot of people will use that looting bag and they'll have some people will keep 2 to 5 million gold worth of stuff that they've been farming for the last, hour
It,
in the
it,
wilderness.
is it actually cash it in for money or is it store it in your bank?
So you actually get the items that are in there, but a lot of people when they're farming stuff in the wilderness, they're just farming it for the GP value. So they're just high alking
Mm,
it. So they're just turning it
mm.
straight into the GP value of it.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, I asked because of Bitcraft. Bitcraft Online
Oh yeah.
is a similar style game to RuneScape, and it's not even technically out yet. And they have carts and they have rafts and sailing mechanics. And at least with the carts are a big thing because you need a lot of resources because you're actually building, if you want, your own little community or just a fortress of your own, or you're contributing to a city because there's all this interesting economy stuff where all of that territory players, cities and stuff is player driven. But that game is actually finally available. I guess it came out June 21st and I missed it.
Yeah, it came
But
into early
it's in
access. Yeah.
it's an early access. I played it a long time ago with like I was lucky enough to key for like an alpha playtest. This was back when I was watching, Pirate Software before he was a complete jerk about Star Citizen too many times. If y'all want to hear
Boy
more about
is
how
a
we feel about
simp.
Star Citizen, listen to the last episode.
Yep.
Or sorry,
Yep.
actually, yes, how we feel about Star Citizen. But I meant to say, if you want to hear more about how we feel about Pirate Software, listen to the last
Yes.
episode.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, Bitcraft is a really cool game in the same vein as RuneScape, but way more complicated in a way because the world depends on the players. And I'm not so sure about the story. Obviously, they're not going to be able to compete with the story of RuneScape or even
Yeah.
World of Warcraft because games that are that old just have as many years old as they are of story versus games that are brand new.
It's hard to compete. RuneScape has the best quests of any MMO. It's really hard to compete against them.
Mhm.
Like some of the once I will feel like RuneScape is just a crazy game in general, but once you get to some of those later quests, I mean, one of the quests that I'm working through now, when I'm done with it, it's going to end up being essentially an 80-hour single player game. Like where there was like assassination attempts, an entire kingdom fell under, there was a betrayal, uh, all the way into a dark lord actually controlling things from behind the
Mhm.
scenes that we then go to war over. Like,
Mhm.
and it's wild. It's wild. And like,
And
it's a good story.
speaking of war, Bitcraft is not an alternative to RuneScape. Okay, it
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
RuneScape
It's
or Bitcraft. Literally on the Steam store page, they say inspired by cloud MMO grinds like RuneScape. The
yeah,
only game that they care to actually mention is RuneScape. They're like, we love this
yeah,
game, and because of this game, we made this game.
yeah.
And interestingly
It,
enough, it looks like you can actually change the landscape of the game that
that's
everyone's
cool.
experiencing
Yeah,
it
it
together.
does.
So
It does like a hex like
yeah.
built world
You have
in a
these
lot of
hex
ways.
tiles and you can raise and lower them, and they show this
That's cool.
person creating a path from here to here so that you can carry a cart or pull a cart across it because you used to not be able to.
Yeah. It's a
Which
really pretty
was
game too. Bitcraft looks really pretty. I love the
it
like
is.
low poly artistic style that it does.
Mhm.
I it is something that I want to try out. I think I was when I saw it release in early access, I followed just like any other early access. I was like I want to I want to not burn myself out on it at a point where it might or might not be what I want yet, but I do want to try it out. It looks
He
great.
wants to take
Guys,
one step at a time.
I am so sorry, but a very important game came out of early access not too long ago or
Which
something.
one?
And it was very startling and very bizarre. And it's called Stormgate.
Oh man.
You know what
I
Stormgate
am
is, and it is
yes.
free.
Yep.
Stormgate is the everyone hopes successor to StarCraft 2.
Oh shit.
Yes.
You know
And
I
it
you know I've
is
never loved Stargate.
officially
Sorry,
out.
StarCraft.
StarCraft.
Yeah.
Do you ever really play it?
I tried. I'm bad.
Everyone's bad at StarCraft. Everyone's bad at StarCraft. Okay, the best thing
Yeah.
about StarCraft is you could be bad at it and still enjoy it.
That's fair. The story looks
as long as you didn't mind.
Mm.
I mean, like
You know
people
how
would
I
be
feel
in
about being bad
bronze
about
or
that
silver
stuff.
forever, and like the way they play the game is fundamentally different from people that are in gold and diamond and stuff like that. Like they play it more slowly and
Methodically.
methodic.
The
You went
methodologically.
Yeah, that.
But yeah, Stormgate, Day 9 played a lot of Stormgate
Believe it.
a few months ago, right?
Seal of approval.
So the weird thing is the release was just unexpected. Like
Yeah.
Loco is still a StarCraft 2 like what is it? Caster, not caster necessarily, but he will take really good he will do what Day 9 used to do. And he's
Yeah.
really good at it. But he's mostly commenting on things that happen and be like, "Oh my god, this was awesome." He talks about it and he was like, Stormgate's out. What? Why did they do this? He's like, do they need money? Like
Well,
this is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird.
And so the weird thing is, it's like a good chunk of the campaign is done, but apparently they're still working on a major overhaul of one of the factions for the PvP. So it is weird, and unfortunately, it has mixed reviews on Steam.
That's
Loco
bad.
brought
Yeah.
up the like concurrent player base thing. So what is it? Is it Steam Trends or Steam DB?
Steam charts.
Steam Charts one. Yeah, you pull up
Steam
Steam Charts.
DB. Steam
I'm on
charts.
Steam DB.
Okay. Let's see.
I know they
Storm.
both show things in different ways. Steam DB does have a chart. Okay, so it had like no players in early access. Like 70, maybe 160. And then it quote unquote came out August 5th and it shot up to 1,000, right? Now it's every
Oof.
day hitting somewhere between almost 800 players, which
The Steam
is
charts
very
is
low still.
showing. Yeah, Steam charts is showing 650 24-hour peak.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I shit the bed on this. It's a real
Hard to
easy
say.
way to go ahead and make your game kind of go unnoticed by anything other than the hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, yes, of
So
course, of course, enthusiasts for looking for a StarCraft like update or looking for content equivalent to.
Here's the craziest thing.
What?
So I activeplayer.io, which isn't obviously an accurate thing. It looks up like pings to the services that like play the game. The online players right now for StarCraft 2 is around 18,000.
Okay. This is
Okay.
something perfect that Loco brought up. Because the next thing that he looked up was Age of Empires 2. And on Steam DB, the 24-hour peak for Age of Empires 2, 18,000.
18,000. Wow.
Yeah.
And what he was trying to talk about is like, how many players do you actually need for a RTS to survive and actually be played? Stormgate doesn't.
I think this is true for any game. I think if you have a persistent game, there is a critical mass of players needed to enjoy the game how its design was intended.
Yeah.
And that can be different for each type of game. For example, I think StarCraft 2 could survive with significantly less players than it has now because the people that would stay playing it would probably rise or end up around the same enjoyment level of ability, right? So, and I think that's true for a lot of RTSs that are already present in the genre. For a new RTS, I think it has to be higher than 500. But to survive, I don't know. I feel like I always think about this concurrent players and stuff like that. I think about it in V Rising standpoints. V Rising is a game that, like, in a lot of ways, has these huge bursts, but its actual concurrent players are only sitting between like 5 and 10,000, if that. Their 24-hour peak right now is at 7.3 thousand. They have 5,000 right now, but their releases for their versions and stuff peak at over 100,000.
So it's
150,000. Wow. But that was
Right?
3.3 years ago.
Yeah, but even their latest release got them up to, like, when they released the new expansion, they got up to
Yeah.
132,000. They released a patch not too long ago and got back up to 80,000, right? So you can see new stuff comes out for V Rising. It has enough pull to get people to come back and play it. And they have a healthy player base of around 5,000 that kind of are on and off the game and
yeah.
keep these servers, the active servers, going at, in a healthy way for what the game is. I think that for Stormgate to survive as an RTS, it needed to look like this.
It did. And loco speculation is that apparently 90 something ridiculous percent of people only ever play the campaign in RTS.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he was like, well, they finished the first part of their RTS campaign, and then now what they're working on is basically an expansion, so why not release it? But I think they definitely made a mistake, because if I was in charge of Stormgate, I would be like, we don't release this
Unless
until it
it's
is
done.
definitively better than StarCraft 2.
And it needs to be.
Because we
Yeah.
have to literally replace them. We need
Yeah.
J9 and Tasteless, every
To
pro
sign
gamer to be like, holy shit, we are this through StarCraft 2. Let's go. Thank you, Blizzard, for being dicks and not sponsoring BSL anymore. We are out of here. Like,
Yeah.
and that would have been really cool. That's what I was hoping for. But there's probably some leadership that didn't really know that that was really their only option,
Yeah.
which is sad, because it
Yeah.
looks
They had
or
the
it looked
opportunity.
promising. I haven't been keeping up with it.
I haven't either.
Um,
I saw it at, like, one time, I think, when Day 9 played it, and it looked good then,
Not
but
again.
Yeah, it's just like there's like these ideas that they have that looks good. The styling is cool. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah, please do better than StarCraft 2 did. But
Not off to a great start.
doesn't seem like that happened.
Creating a.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Because we really don't have a good new RTS at all.
It's kind of a dying breed, man.
Yeah, there's a
Have
lot
been.
of it's one of those types of games that has a huge skill floor,
Yeah.
and therefore
Yeah.
it's not easy for people to get in and start having fun with an RTS. It's really difficult. Back in the day, every game had a skill floor because every type of game was brand new. Controls were wonky across the board, so, like, an RTS wasn't more difficult to
mean,
play than, like,
Yeah,
any other game.
but
You
an
know,
RTS is more complicated than League of Legends or Dota 2. That plus
but
more
it wasn't in
capable.
the beginning because Dota started as an RTS. Like, you had to control Dota like an RTS, right? They were both in the Warcraft 3 engine,
Okay.
and so
Got it.
it's one of those things where back in the day, people were just like, oh, we have to learn how to do weird computer controls anyways. You got to select, do all this kind of stuff. And nowadays, there are games that are so much easier to just get in and have fun with so little barrier that less people, and I'm not saying there aren't people who will enjoy and put the time into RTS, but it isn't going to be the primary audience like it was back when StarCraft 1 came out, when, like, there were no other options. Like, people were like, oh, StarCraft is the only game of this type. It is the only game in
I
general.
think RTS
know.
needs a huge upset, a major
Yep.
shift.
Yeah.
I think some indie developers need to take some insane risks with RTS. like
Yeah.
RTS Battle Royale, 10-person free for all, or something absolutely insane. Like just throw
Yeah.
random stuff at where suddenly it becomes insanely popular and brings
Yeah.
that whole genre back into the mix. Because, like, yeah, what about a super big, massive map with 1v1v1v1v for enough people, and it's actually really cool and awesome and intense, and people want to do it.
You know,
And
there was one
yeah,
game that came out. Um, it was a while back, Tooth and Tail, and
oh yeah,
this game did really well on sales, but it didn't really pursue the like expanding and keep going. It kind of just they did a
mm,
one off and stopped, right? They
true.
never updated it. They never did anything else with it, right? This RTS was the most inventive, probably approachable, like easily approachable RTS ideas that I would have loved to see more of this in like you're talking about, because this is something, it's RTS light with these ideas. But yeah, I think people have to take risks like Tooth and Tail and do something
Yeah.
totally different with a different idea, and then they just have to like keep overtaking the market, and they have to get on a larger scale than Tooth and Tail did. Because Tooth and Tail obviously
It did.
did not have
It did
it
worse than
didn't
Stormgate.
yeah, it was
The Steam
relatively
DB
small.
stats are so bad. I remember
Yeah.
hearing about it too, and there was a lot of love for it. But yeah, like what
But
Stormgate's at
it's a single player
5,000
game.
all-time
Like people
peak.
just play through it.
Yeah, Tooth and Tail
Apologize.
2,000. Yeah, yeah. So I guess you didn't
Yeah.
have to have a peak player base. There are three
Yeah,
people
yeah,
playing
yeah.
Tooth and Tail right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's a
What's
great
Tooth and Tail?
game. I mean, you can go through it. It was an inventive RTS of the that came out in 2017. And I started following it because of Total Biscuit back in the day. Total Biscuit loved this game. And he talked about
Mm.
it a lot. And it was so one of the things was it was pretty much a small indie developer type of thing. They didn't have like huge servers, so if you wanted to do online competitive play, it wasn't like you had to like know somebody, you had to invite them, you had to do it was a lot of effort, right? But the ideas here were inventive, and I like you think there needs to be a huge shift in ideologies about how RTS should be to upset the market for it.
Well, you kind of
Hmm.
have to to change how RTS is considered in the market. You have to attack what makes it so attractive to its niche player base, and that's the problem. Because
So
it's
that's
the
why I
it's not,
suggested like
yeah,
you got to do some crazy game mode that no one thinks would work, and just it
and
ends
go
up
for it.
working. Like a insanely massive map with 10 people free for all. Like
Something
what if that does
ridiculous,
something? You
like
have to
Total War or something like that.
yeah, we need some new insane game mode that just everyone watches and you're like, wow, that's really cool, and the
An
streamers
extraction
really want to do it.
RTS where you have a
Yeah.
bunch of dwarves and all the dwarves are fighting for resources. You send everybody down to a planet. You have it like Planetary Annihilation style, that
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
You do it
Yep.
like Planetary Annihilation where you start on one place, you have to build out and you have to collect
Hmm.
as many other resources, and everybody's trying
Dude.
for the heart of the planet, kind of like an
Yeah.
Azeroth or
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and you fight for the heart of the planet. Whoever gets it gets to extract out with it, and you can
Yeah.
spin that to do like cosmetics or some nonsense.
Dude, that's a great idea. That reminds me of when you play like the fish game or the snake game where you're like, I'm small and they're big and I got to eat the things that are smaller than me and I get bigger. Eventually, I'm the
Hmm.
biggest
Yeah.
fish in the game. It's
You
super
get
simple and straightforward.
Yeah, but there's
But
options within it that cause
yeah,
Yeah.
the depth of utilization. Because I'm already thinking, I'm like, what if instead of trying to get to the as deep as possible, as fast as possible, there's a gamble
Dude.
mechanic where it's like, what if you just go to the moon first instead of trying
Yeah.
to dig down? You
Mm-hmm.
pull the moon's resources and you beam that down, and if you're the first person there, you lock down that resource and you lock down that moon. You already have those resources pulling in,
Yeah.
and it's a risk or a reward kind of thing. You have meteor storms. Things could happen to the planet where like something destabilizes and the timetable changes, and you have to get to the center, or else it's just like fuck, the game's over. Could be cool.
By the way, if people haven't played Planetary Annihilation, it is
Really
so fun. One of the coolest RTS games. And when they released Titans, like being able to have an RTS where your end goal is to create giant Titans that take up like a quarter of a hemisphere and it's walking over to your opponent is just insanity.
Pretty
Creating a moon laser that shoots another person's planet out of the sky like that, just so wild. Such a cool game.
I like games with that kind of scope, though. I would love to be able to play more games where it's like, dude,
Huh.
the galaxy is literally your oyster. Crack those fucking planets open.
Huh,
Yeah.
yeah. If only there was a game that did that. You know, I wish there was a game that I
Sure.
knew about
Maybe.
that we could go to where there's an orbital laser that you have to
Sure,
go and
man.
collect the
It's
batteries.
not an
for,
RTS
and it's
game.
a PvPvE
Shut up.
game, and you get the batteries and you power on the laser, and the laser blows a hole in the planet, and you go in there and you mine the stuff, and then
Shut up,
everybody
Anthony.
else wants that stuff because it's the most valuable stuff there is. And then you've got that PvP aspect because everyone wants it, and you're like, do I keep mining for more, or do I just leave? Yeah, I wish a game like that existed.
All right,
Huh.
guys, that's all the time we have tonight. But
But wait, before we go, I don't think the Eagle Rare is any better.
Ooh, damn.
Oh, I'm not. It's a little. I like it a little bit better, but it is different for sure.
I think that you like that it's 4 years older. Just kidding. The Eagle Rare is almost as good as the Piggyback, but it actually has a little bit of that bitterness that I think Nat and I don't necessarily like. It's very close to being on par, but there is a chance. Now, I don't think anyone should accept what I just said as a good opinion or an opinion at all, because there's been a lot going on, and this is now my third whiskey, so I don't trust my own judgment. So maybe I'm completely wrong and whatever. But before we do end up wrapping this up, I did promise y'all raccoons.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Wrap it
So-
up with a raccoon bow.
Yeah, a raccoon bow. So today our neighbors had a little bit of an emergency where they couldn't feed the raccoons. So I fed them.
Noise.
I was trying to look at my photos because generally my computer, or not my computer, my monitor, or Jesus Christ, I can't use words right now. Look, there's a raccoon. Wow, that is being
That
green
is
screened.
absolutely blown out of proportion, my friend.
That's,
That's
crazy.
That's some green screen stuff going on right now, but
There's some green screen.
you get the gist, you know.
Oh god.
That's pretty weird. But yeah, it's a little tiny baby raccoon that we were feeding. There were two
Oh.
of them. They are insanely flexible and squirmy, and they cry a lot.
Bro, what are you taking care of freaking raccoons though?
It was just an emergency for my neighbors. They couldn't feed them, and they needed to be fed.
Why
Yeah.
are you feeding raccoons? I thought they were wild animals.
That is also what I said when I got home. I was like, you know, there are dogs, there are cats, and then there are wild animals. So,
and raccoons are one of them.
but then there's also useful animals, you know, like my cows,
Mm-hmm.
who actually really help us out a lot.
What
And then there are
resource does a
animals
raccoon
that-
provide?
They destroy your trash. They tell you that you're not good at keeping your trash secure. They steal your cat's food. They look cute. That's about it.
I'm hearing a lot
Um,
of purpose.
Right. Yeah.
cause
No.
my
I
life.
totally agree that, you know, if there's a humane society that wants to take care of the raccoon, they can do that. But I don't know. It's a weird, it's actually like a weird moral thing to think about. Like, if you find a baby raccoon, like 1 week old or less, and its mom doesn't come back,
That's it.
presumed
That's it.
dead,
Wrap.
do you
Wrap it.
let the babies die or do you save the
Yes.
babies?
Yes, Anthony.
You
Interesting.
there is actually
Yes.
correct answer here too. I think this is my opinion. Obviously.
Yes, which is different than Nat's. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said that.
But you keep this baby, but you can only keep raccoons realistically until puberty. Once raccoons get about 6 to 8 months in age,
Mhm.
their programming is to get super aggressive towards their pack, and they go out to find another pack to like dominate. And
Really?
so I used to watch this girl on YouTube who took care of foxes and a few other things, and she would do like humane rescues. And she
Okay.
had a raccoon, and she had had multiple raccoons by this point. She had a whole video where she was like, he's getting to that age. The raccoon would get aggressive, go out and climb tree to try and get out of the area because their whole programming is no, I am not part of this family unit anymore. I have to go to a different family unit. And they do that to essentially help their genome
pool.
be stronger,
Yeah.
right? Their gene pool is stronger if they go to a different pack and mate within different packs rather than mating within their own pack. And so,
Smart.
and this happens for both males and females. Like they just get super, super aggressive towards their own pack because it forces them to find a different pack to breed in.
That's crazy. That
And
as
so
a
if you raise
scavenger
them and they
species-
imprint on you, in 6 months, they're not going to care about that imprintation. They are going to hate you. And they will do everything in their power to make it known that they hate you based on
Wow.
their internal programming. And they get
mean, what
really bad and hard to take care of then.
What about foxes? Because you said that they talked about foxes too. Like I see people
So
have
she
pet
she
foxes.
watches multiple foxes. Foxes are totally different. Foxes are fine to keep
Are
for
they
most of their
actually
life.
domesticatable like a cat or a
You,
dog?
yes, but they have such a high energy threshold that a human will not be able to match what they need for them to always like behave.
That's why huskies have such a hard problem having a home. That's why like the rescue we got our dogs from is a mostly husky rescue. They take other dogs, but they specialize in huskies because they are supposed to run 50 miles a day in the freaking tundra pulling a sled, right? So huge energy threshold of what you're talking about. And then
Yeah.
there's other dog breeds that are similar, like Great Pyrenees, right? We have a lot of Great Pyrenees in this area that just roam around because they constantly escape from their owners. There's 3 that I know of that will come over. They are so happy, so kind. I'm happy to see them because they keep the coyotes and stuff away. Like they will literally kill coyotes.
Yeah, that's what they're
But
bred for.
these, dude, yeah, they are. The Great Pyrenees are supposed to freaking take care of a lot of land, and
Yeah.
so people will try to make them a pet, but it's a farm dog. There's a difference between a freaking golden retriever and a farm dog, right?
It's a working class.
And,
There's
No.
and
a
huskies are
show
towing
dog.
that line too. You know, like
There's a
Now
show-
for
there's a show-
foxes-
there's a show dog and there's a working class dog. Like
Yeah.
there's a difference. There's
Yeah.
all huskies are working class dogs. Like
They
yes,
are.
you can show them, but like after they get
They
off
need
that
a
show
job.
floor, they're gonna pull that fucking sled.
Now, Anthony, how much do your huskies sleep?
so much, dude. Like it's insane how much they sleep.
Which is good.
Now, cut that into tiny micro naps where in total they only get about 6 to 8 hours of sleep in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the
Is that a
time, the
fox?
foxes are going at 100 miles per hour
Oh
constantly.
my god. Yeah, because they're constantly having to go around so much area in the freaking wild to
To
survive,
forage.
right? Like,
yeah. To
like
forage
how
and
many
hunt.
square miles does a
Yes.
fox cover? You know,
Yeah.
it's weird.
And so they
there's also
they
they're
const-
prey. They're prey, right?
Yeah.
So like they are not apex predators.
Yeah,
They are constantly
right.
also running and on freaking on fucking watch. So yeah, you're harboring a creature that's like constantly on 10 because if it's not on 10, it's
Say hello to
dinner.
my little fox.
yeah. I
Aren't
know,
you a little
yeah, yeah.
devious fox? Yes.
Oh my gosh, she's cute. She's got the opposite of the black fox paws. But yeah, the raccoons were cute, dude. They, I do think that it is a weird thing where you should probably take care of a dying baby. It's weird to let a
No.
baby starve to death of any species.
No.
It is,
No.
dude. It's like,
There-
I mean,
no. Dude,
Nat,
you
if
need
you
to
take a
watch more
cheetah, have you
Animal
seen the
Planet, dude.
thing? Have you seen the thing? A cheetah,
cheetah?
kills a baboon. That baboon had a baby the cheetah didn't know about, and then the cheetah goes and raises the baby baboon. It is a natural instinct to take care of babies. And once they get old enough, yes, fuck off. Like, get out of here. Leave. Like, I don't care about you anymore. And you were annoying when you were little.
Nat, would you leave this poor kitten?
I would. I would.
Oh!
I would.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't leave you, Fel.
So Nat has entered the villain arc of the podcast.
I am
We-
truly the red lightsaber holder of this group.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that revelation, the next time the Empire comes around next week, we will be trying some other whiskey. I can't remember which one we have on the thing.
I don't know what we have on the calendar.
Oh, it's a
Possibly number
VSOP.
18.
Next week is the cognac.
Let's go.
So glad I'm not the only person saying the wrong words.
SOP.
Yeah.
What is
VSOP.
VSOP. Ooh.
Yeah,
VSOP.
We have a VSOP
Oh,
Kosovo.
and I know he always misspeaks about things. It's a cognac. It's a con that he runs trying to tell you that it's a cognac. It's a cognac, so don't fall for his con.
Cognac.
Cognac.
Cognac. Guys, check out all the socials and the links, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Yeah, and have a good week. We'll catch you in the next one.
Later, nerds.
Bye.
Kawaii desu ne.
Peace. Kawaii.